everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Hari Gautam, and I'm coming all the way from Chennai. Uh, I am coming from a company called Highshine IT Solutions. So we services focus to certain area. One is the large scale enterprise area that we play in. I would not want to talk more about it. The reason is it's not very contextual today. And the other area that we play is in the MSME area, where we have been an official partner for the past 1 year, right? So today, my whole presentation will revolve around how the partner services are being given to any particular customer, and is there a gap when it comes to services being provided. And right, so before we get into details, let me start setting some context here. See, I would want to give you one view of what Odoo is all about in the ERP space and what it has done. Space, generally one software connected for all of your departments were only available for large scale customers, right? It was not available accounting software. Inventory is my problem, give me an inventory software. I don't want a consolidated software because it's not necessary, right? So that is why ERP, a lot of enhancements, governments getting into the entrepreneurship area and encouraging people to start businesses. We have seen a lot of businesses being started and evolved. That is the small segment of the enterprises who need an integrated software, right? So this was not necessary because even the small companies were not asking for an integrated ERP, right? So this gap was always there. When it comes to Odoo, Odoo has now from here. So what Odoo has been able to accomplish is, when it comes to once I buy the product, I will not be able to use it on my own. So I have to afford services. So I should also budget for the services required for the implementation or support or whatever, training, right? So the large scale view of doing an ERP implementation just stayed as it is. Only large scale ERP approach, implementation approach with this affordable product. What happened was, product is very affordable, but the services is not, right? Services is still very expensive. So a company comes to us and says that I need only 5 user licenses. I can pay 5,000 a month. Odoo is providing the service. But I am saying that for you to start using the service, I'll do an implementation for which you have to pay 2.5 lakhs, 3 lakhs, right? So then, because of this problem, the customer is not able to adopt to the software, right? So it is still expensive, right? Because probably the partner or the thought process of providing IT services as a whole in India has not progressed, looking at the MSME sector, right? So that is the point I'm trying to make. Gap in the market. How can I say that what I'm saying is right when it comes to a customer or when it comes to a partner ecosystem? The reason is, we did some analysis, we did some research before we became Odoo partners. We did a lot of research after we became Odoo partners also, from India currently, right? Out of which there are 110 million jobs created, 30% of GDP comes out of MSME, 43% of exports. So these are all approximate numbers. The point I'm trying to make is the small scale industry, right? Now, this is one data that you guys have to consider. Now, the second data is, when we started our business, right? We do digital marketing, we generate leads. When we started generating leads, what we realized was, we also started like other partners. 100 out of every 100 leads that we generated from social media or even any other platform using digital marketing, 2 to 3% of the leads out of 100, 2 or 3 people would belong to that range. What range? Who can afford 2.5 lakhs or 3 lakhs or 5 lakhs play, or even the other partners play. But an interesting fact here is, about 60% of the leads were junk, right? So they were just exploring. Now the most interesting factor is the 35% which is left in between. They are high intent leads. They need Odoo for their business, and when they scale up, they will use Odoo in the future. Right? They have got only few employees, 4 to 5 employees, and their revenue is somewhere between 50 lakhs to 1 crore rupees. Going with 10-20% margin, they are making 10-20 lakhs profit. But then when you look at a new entrepreneur, he might not make a lot of profits, right? So they are very cost sensitive. So we wanted So first realization was, oh shit, when we got into ERP market, we thought 2 to 3% is the leads that we should focus on. But then the huge probably excitement and also a shock was even 35% of high intent leads are high intent, but they just don't have the paying appetite for it. That is the realization that we got. The realization is that MSME is no more a niche. And if you are catering to the smaller segment, if you're catering with a product that caters to the smaller segment, then probably 35% is the area that you should play in. Right? So that is the realization that we got with the area of 35% of our leads. That is catering to the companies which have a revenue of 50 lakhs to 1 crore. Catering to the company which belongs to the real startup world where 4 to 5 people are running a company, they are making a revenue of about 1 crore. Juggling that in mind, we launched a package called BizSprint. The whole idea behind the name BizSprint is we wanted to implement an ERP for a company in 2 sprints of 1 week each, right? So we have to completely break the idea of traditional ERP implementation to understand what a very small company actually needs. When you look at what is that, it is not complicated, it is not an application to handle complicated processes, but actually the application has to change. They will change their process according to the application. They are very flexible, but they want 3 to 5 applications. They want training for them to understand how to use the application, right? So we decided we'll give them 3 to 5 applications which are needed. We will build a website. One condition is we will build it only on Odoo website builder. So we will build an SEO optimized website for them. We will provide end-to-end training for the 3 to 5 applications that they'll start using. We will also train them on using their website, also making changes on their website. They will do all research over the YouTube and solve their problems. They'll reach us out only for problems they cannot solve, right? And light critical customizations I have mentioned here because some companies might not be able to use the Odoo without minor customizations. Make sure that the cap for this implementation would be set at 50,000 rupees, right? This 50,000 is not the implementation price for everyone. It depends. It can be much lesser. This price is decided to make an impact in this market and make sure that people who really need Odoo adopt to Odoo, right? So this is an offering. This is self-explanatory. So one, you have solved the pricing problem. You have solved the timelines and adoption problem. In 2 to 4 weeks, you say that 2 weeks implementation will be completed and 2 weeks training. Will not use the same approach that we use for large companies here also, right? So that is the thought process. So who is this offering for? So this offering is for any customer, anyone who is running a company with 3 to 4 people, anyone who is doing at least revenue of 50 lakh rupees who needs an ERP to run their operations. These are the best companies who would need this package for adoption. Right? Now going ahead. Now this is I was keen in order to add this particular area of customers just because they do not have the paying appetite, because it is one of the biggest segments in the market. And as now with this thought process, when we started providing these services to small companies, also to large enterprises. So when we talk to a customer, we might not know where this customer would fall, whether it is small MSMEs where BizSprint is the right fit, or large companies where BizElevate. That's the other package that we did not mention, but for large companies. So what we do is we talk and suggest, hey, please go for BizElevate because your business is slightly complex, might need customizations and a longer implementation timeline, right? So in that, the first success story that I want to talk to you guys about is Murthy Offset Printers. So this is an offset printing company. They make corrugated boxes, right? So this founder was very flexible. So he said how the process should be on Odoo, right? So that flexibility was given to us, and he gave us a definite timeline of how much time was he ready to give for this implementation to happen, right? So we did a very straightforward implementation, not 3 to 5 applications. We gave him 7 applications here, right? So sales was covered, his operations was covered, operations including purchase and all the applications were covered. Margins are very, very thin, right? The raw material is paper, the output is also paper. Raw materials is measured in kg, output is also measured in kg, right? So here the margins are very, very thin. So he asked me one thing, can you give me an order-based profitability report? So they get an order of 20 numbers a day. So they are pretty busy, but then they're not making a lot of profits. That is 600 orders a month. So we did a price deviation report wherein we calculated the total money spent for Odoo. The reason being, now he could make a decision which order to take and which order not to take, looking at historical data, right? So this is one implementation that I wanted. So these are a few screenshots that we wanted to share, but really small for you guys to see. The second one is Etikos. See, Etikos is a medical device manufacturer. So this is a proper fit to Bisprint. So these guys are doing 2 crores a year, but then they are in an innovative space where they are making medical devices for hospitals, for emergency. So there is a patient lying on the bed, they'll have a device, they'll press a button and the nurse will come. That is the device that they make. But then it is a completely integrated device. It has Bluetooth connectivity, Wi-Fi connectivity, and it also understands the medical terminologies. So here it was a typical implementation where he said, hey, we go to events, we generate leads, and then we manufacture the 1 year to pay every order, right? So we did some customizations to make sure that every installment of the payment reaches them. Area, it is a listed company for whom we did a customized master data management implementation. So this is a large for a master data management. So this is what I had in mind today. If you guys have any questions, I'm ready for our company. So not just Odoo, we also work with large-scale manufacturing customers for another ERP called IFS, which is not very common, right? So not just that, we also have partnered with many large service providers like Tech Mahindra and Wipro, and these are a few customers that we are currently working on or have worked in the past, right? If you guys have any questions, I can take. Yes, please.
So, while working with these small enterprises, how do you deal with the challenge of digitizing the historical?
Good question. So you're saying if they have historical data, how do you migrate those data? Is their question. So see, our first, I would say that for the companies that belong to Bisprint or which qualify for Bisprint rather, might not have this case where they have huge data to migrate, right? Even if they have, they would have in Excel sheets which are easy to map, right? But if you say that they have a large set of documents, yes, please.
So, my family has a business. It has been running for quite some time, more than 50 years. So, we have invoices of 50 years. Now, we want to digitize those. Like, we don't have Excel sheet because it's not running when Excel sheets are not.
See, excellent. See, if and I assume you are asking this question because you would also want to qualify for the Bisprint package. Considering the features that Odoo is providing currently, this is not a challenge. I'll tell you why. One is Odoo already is integrated. Document data is legible, or if you can do that, it's an invoice, so that it will capture all customer data, invoice data, and put it in the customer's history, right? So all you have to do, customer or whichever master data it needs. Am I answering your question first of all? So that can be done. That's not a problem at all. These are they available on Odoo for you to adopt. So data migration is never a problem. Sometimes it's challenging, but it's one time. So it is all right. It is worth spending some time.
Yes. Where it is always the human mindset, because he must be thinking that 50 years around now, why the employer will think that why shift to the digital platform. So how to have you noticed anywhere in the client or in your company or in some the customers where
right. So see, when it comes to change management, why would first answering your first part of the question, why would a customer actually want to digitize the document and capture data? Generally, customers might have a scenario where they are in pain to get the data from this list. That is why they want to digitize it, and they might have got into this pain again and again. And once they have decided that, let us once for all spend. So it is, the adoption is completely up to them. If they are not interested, adoption will not happen. And even better, we advise customers to let go of data which is more than 5 years old. Right? If possible, that is the best scenario that we should go ahead. Right? Second is a huge deal. Right? If you can really understand the scenario and write down the intricacies or the details, then probably
take some time.
Absolutely, yes.
So the data software part, the scanning part will be done within 24 hours or 1 day, 1 month.
Yes.
Like, sorry, one thing is this sprint or the elevation and deployment methodology. So for these, in your package, are you going for community or enterprise and then package?
Interesting question. So we don't do community. We provide only enterprise software. See, there is a lot of reasons to it, but then I feel that getting 1-2 licenses on Odoo should be doable for anyone, right, who is committed enough to adopt a software, right? So that is one. And secondly, I think going for enterprise is the only recommended approach for companies which would scale quickly, because the product company is also not be as robust as the enterprise version, right? So we don't do community. Answering your question, right? We do only enterprise. Any other questions? Thank you, everyone. It was excellent having this opportunity to interact with you all. Yes, please.
Sir, can we implement this for small education institutions or research work?
Absolutely. Yes. We can. In fact, we also, so they might not qualify into this sprint, but then when it comes to tuition centers or even small projects being done by research students, that can be a very good use case for this sprint.
Yes, sir, because it is the framework is very useful for PhD scholars as well.
No, absolutely. Yes. I completely agree.